Hello and welcome to this instalment of our Brexit Where Are We Now series. My name is Richard Offord and I'm a Senior Associate in the Commercial IP and Technology Department here at Travers Smith. The focus of this video briefing is the impact of Brexit on goods. Goods is perhaps the sector on which Brexit has had the most marked impact, mainly due to increased friction at the border following our departure from the single market and customs union. The timeline on the screen highlights some of the key milestones here. And this is another area where there's still quite a lot of unfinished business. Until the 1st of January this year, we had a rather lopsided position where UK exports were subject to full EU border processes and had been since the 1st of January 2021, whilst the UK was not imposing the same requirements on EU imports. So, for example, customs declarations could be provided in arrears, which meant there were relatively few impediments to EU goods entering the UK market. But that all changed on the 1st of January this year, and now EU imports need upfront customs declarations. There's been some concern over trader readiness for this change and the resulting degree of disruption to supply chains, because if EU imports do not have the right paperwork on arrival, they're not able to clear customs and enter the UK. Looking forwards, in July of this year, the UK is due to introduce full border processes for agri-food products, and all goods coming from the EU will need safety and security declarations. And finally, in January 2023, relevant products, which includes those from non-EU countries, will need to display the new UK CA safety mark instead of the CE mark that we've all been used to. All of these changes at the UK border have the potential to cause disruption. But is there much that a business can do to prepare for that and mitigate that risk? Well, the obvious step is to stockpile in advance of these dates, although that's only really an option for non-perishable goods. And as we've seen previously, warehousing space can be at a premium. But it's also worth looking at your contractual arrangements. For example, you might want to put in place priority supply obligations designed to avoid you being stuck at the back of the queue if there are shortages. Or you might want to look at putting in place options or rights of first refusal with alternative suppliers should your normal supplier be unable to fulfill its obligations. This is something we've considered in more detail in our briefing entitled Brexit Goods Shortages, Stockpiling is Not the Only Option. Beyond that, it's really a question of getting a good understanding of the supply chains you're relying on and making sure they've done everything they can to mitigate potential disruption. In particular, there's a concern that EU suppliers may not have fully appreciated what's coming in 2022. And if they can't provide the information you need to clear goods through customs, there are going to be hold-ups at the border. The longer-term impact of all this is that it's probably going to reshape goods distribution in the UK. For a reasonable proportion of products, particularly those with longer shelf lives, we're probably going to see a move away from reliance on HGVs using roll-on, roll-off ferry services or the Channel Tunnel. Instead, there's likely to be a shift towards importing more goods from the EU in bulk, perhaps making greater use of short sea shipping and unaccompanied containers. That in turn may drive demand for additional warehousing space to store bulk goods and new processing facilities such as bottling plants to put bulk products into smaller packages suitable for retail sale. We may also see something of a shift in distribution patterns away from ports in the southeast towards ports in other regions, supported in part by the UK's Free Ports initiative. If free ports are of interest, then do take a look at our webinar on everything to do with free ports, featuring Stephen Carr, the Commercial Director of Peel Ports Liverpool. But all of this is likely to take some time to play out, and it's also taking place against a backdrop of significant global supply chain disruption due to COVID-19. If you do have any questions or need any advice in this area, then do please feel free to get in touch.